Hey there, fellow YouTubers. Today, we're diving into a story that's a game changer for anyone who's ever worked for the federal government, especially if you're retired or thinking about it. You see, the Office of Personnel Management, OPM, has just unveiled a new online tool that's set to revolutionize how former employees access their personnel records. Let me tell you, this is a big deal, and it's all about making things easier and faster. So, grab a seat, and let's break down why this matters and how it works. Personally, I think this is a brilliant move by OPM, and it's one that's long overdue. What makes this really interesting is that it's not just about convenience. It's about empowering former employees to take control of their records and, in turn, their future. Now, before we dive in, let's set the stage. The federal government has been struggling with a paper-based system for requesting personnel records, which could take weeks or even months. This new tool, called the Document Request Service (DRS), is part of OPM's Electronic Official Personnel Folder (UPF) system, and it's set to change the game. So, what does the DRS do? Well, it lets eligible former federal employees request an electronic copy of their UPF employment folder, including all the crucial documents like SF-50s, notification of personnel action, and other official personnel records. Now, here's the kicker. These records are a big deal. They contain everything from your appointments and promotions to pay changes, awards, transfers, and separations. In other words, they're like a time capsule of your federal career. And let me tell you, these records come in handy in a lot of situations. For example, you might need to verify your federal service history, support a retirement or benefits claim, or even document your career for a resume or job application. Now, before the DRS, former employees had to go through their former agency's Human Resources Office or the National Personnel Records Center to get these records. And let me tell you, that process could be a real drag, often involving long wait times. But with the DRS, things are a lot simpler. You just need a login.gov account, and you can access the service through that. Then, you complete a one-time identity verification, submit a brief online request, and voila! You get a secure email with a time-limited download link to a password-protected zip file containing your UPF employment folder. Now, here's the catch. The download link expires 24 hours after it's sent, so you've got to be ready to act fast. And if you just separated, OPM recommends waiting at least 30 days before submitting a request, as final separation paperwork might not be posted to UPF right away. So, who's eligible to use this service? Well, it's open to separated federal employees whose personnel records are maintained in EOPF, including most retirees. But here's the interesting part. It's also available to current federal employees who don't have government-furnished equipment, GFE, or secure network access to reach EOPF directly. Now, this might seem like a narrow category, but it's actually quite significant. If your agency already gives you access to EOPF through a government-issued computer or secure network, you're not eligible for DRS. But for those who don't have that access, it's a game changer. Now, let's talk about why this matters, especially if you're already retired. Many retirees never keep a complete copy of their official personnel file, and it's easy to assume you won't need it once your retirement is underway. But here's the thing, questions about prior service dates, survivor benefits, veterans preference documentation, or other personnel actions can resurface years later. And having your official records readily available can make those situations much easier to resolve. In fact, it's like having a time machine to your federal career. Until now, obtaining a complete copy often meant digging through old paperwork, or submitting a formal records request and waiting for the file to arrive. But with the DRS, that process is a breeze. So, if you've been meaning to obtain a copy of your official personnel records, now's the time to do it. And let's not forget the bigger picture. OPM Director Scott Cooper described the launch as part of the agency's broader effort to modernize federal human resources services by replacing paper-based processes with faster, more secure digital tools. And while retirement processing continues to face backlogs, the new document request service represents a meaningful improvement in one specific area by making personnel records more accessible to former federal employees. So, there you have it, folks. The DRS is a game changer for former federal employees, making it easier and faster to access their personnel records. And while it might not solve all the issues with retirement processing, it's a step in the right direction. So, if you're a former federal employee, I say, go ahead and give it a try. You never know when those records might come in handy. And if you're thinking about retiring, well, it's definitely something to keep in mind. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insightful content. See you next time.